what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Is this what you want now? Or is it because you can't forget her? Uh-huh, uh-huh. I can't keep pretending it's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need. You're misbehaving. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's never ending. You can give anything, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah, you better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. This is what I want now. And yeah, I'm waiting for something better. Yeah. This is what I want now. No, I won't settle for anything else. I can't keep pretending it's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need. Oh no, no. You're misbehaving. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's never ending. You can give anything, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Oh, you better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah. You better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself, baby,
Yurt! What's up, people?
Boom.
Aloha. Good morning.
Howdy.
Tough acting, tenacting, like all of the things that we say around these here parts. Good morning, folks. I am Doc Rock. I am here with my partners, David Blackman and Miss Diana Gladney, and we are the Let's Get Live family. Let's Get .live, the crew, and man, we're excited. Launching today. We got
Big day.
Ecamm 3.8 stuffs just came out. It's April 1st. It's like the first quarter is about done. You got 30 days, or is it 31? I always mess this up. We got a month, and then the quarter's over, and this is a good time to start checking in and see how you doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Veda starts today too.
yeah, actually, I take it back. Today is the first day of the second quarter because it's 3-month quarters. Hello. Today is the first day of the second quarter. So this is where
First
you
day of the
check-
rest of your life, Doc. The first day of the
always,
rest of your life.
always the first day of the rest of your life, player. This is a good time to check in all the lies you told yourself at New Year's. I mean, check the resolutions.
How are you doing?
Check the resolutions you told yourself at
Have
New
you
Year's.
resolved any of them? Have you resolved
Holla.
any of them? Or it's
Hey,
just like,
I'm still on 4K. My resolution was
continued.
8K. I'm still at 4K.
okay.
Yes. So this is where you check in. And so we thought it's a perfect time to launch, give everybody a chance to have their momentum for the year. And now I'm ready to dig in. Like you done got your calisthenics, you done got your warm up in, you like all stretched out, and you ready to go. So we ready to go. It's simple.
Yeah.
How you doing today, Miss D? Holla at the folks.
I'm doing fantastic. Got some new gear coming into mail. I got actually like quite a bit of gear coming in the mail today. So that's always a fantastic day. Pumped about Veda. Pumped about some exciting developments I won't release on this live stream, but some amazing stuff that's been happening in my world and in the business. So I'm pumped. I'm ready. Ready. That's the best I can put it. I'm ready.
Like I said, she's ready to go. How about you, Mr. David Blackman?
I'm doing fantastic. A little bit tired. We've been working really
Yeah, say
hard
that.
on a lot of things to get it ready to launch. When you start a new venture, a new company, there's a lot of work to be done, and there's a lot of excitement, and it's awesome, and I'm pumped up and I'm excited. I'm really excited about the new awesome website that we've got for everybody to Let's Get Live. So y'all should check it out. Letsget.live. Make sure
don't worry.
Let
We
us
fixing
know.
to show it.
Awesome.
I gotta say,
that's
one thing that I'm absolutely loving is I am just loving some of the stuff that's popping off at 3.8. So we'll dive into that. But before we do that, we better do what Mr. Davis said and show off the new site, and let's just get to see. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna show
we
off
launched the
new site.
website. We've been putting a whole lot of work into this. So the website launch for Letsget.live is huge. Like it's a big accomplishment.
And we've still got quite a bit of work to do because we're going to bring a lot of awesome stuff to the video content creation community via live streams and everything. So,
Yes.
it's only going to get better from today.
And yes, Dav,
Absolutely.
Veda is where you record a video every day of April. I think August is going more with the Vlogmas, just trying to keep it. It used to be both were, but I think they're trying to call it Vlogmas in order to give it a little spin. And then Lita is where you do live every day in April. And so we're going to do the video part. I kind of go live every day anyway.
Yeah, that's a cheat. That's a cheat though. Eric, because everybody did that for Vlogmas already. So it's like if you did live streams already, it's like what's the challenge if you don't actually do something that's challenging? You know what I'm saying? It's like never getting out of you in high school, but you still come back to the kindergarten race.
I think that's dope.
Just like I'm finna crush them.
that pertains to us, but I think like some of the other crews, like they haven't really got their live thing every day yet. So, but like our people, I don't want y'all cheating, Tommy. Cause I saw Tommy Ellison say, "Is it okay to go live every day? Stop cheating, Tommy. It's not magic, bro. You got to do it." All right, gang. Without further ado, David's the Cajun one. Ado. Without further ado, can we just show off this new site? Oh, you know what? Let me make sure I have it on the right thing before I click the right thing. Boom. Here we go. So, and hopefully NDI is on and working. I don't want to mess anything up. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have any dun dun dun, dun music, so we. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Let's get live. The site. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, look at that beautiful.
We're at Let's Get Live, the webby site.
That thing is gorgeous.
The website is live. It's real.
We have been working on this thing since when, Diana? Since
February. Actually, since February.
I was thinking more like 1995 or something. It's been long.
98 was a great year for me. 98 was a great year for me, if I do say so myself.
It's been since 98 then, because it's been long.
I want to know why 98 was a great year for Ms. D.
I know.
Oh,
Windows
it's
Windows new version came out.
Yes.
It's like when they finally let you start messing around on a computer in the house, because it's still box computers are still hella big and hella expensive. So it's like by the time you're old enough to start messing with the computer, you like, yeah, I'm a grown up now. It's like I'm responsible. Still can't cook for yourself yet, but
James,
we're trendsetters.
James, it was lost in the scrim because we talked about it, and then I was like, you know what? Gang, I'm sorry, I'm Doc. I gotta do some live editing because it wouldn't be a stream where Doc's driving if you don't do some live editing, because it's just how I like it.
Well, it's we decided we're trendsetters, and we prefer the flashing, spinning the end sign to the bottom of the page as opposed to the people counter. So
Bro,
You
when you
know,
say
right.
trendsetters, the first thing that popped into my mind was Neo, trendsetter, go getter. I've been around the world. I've seen a little bit of everything. Oh, sorry, we're gonna get a content strike while
Right.
I'm out here
No,
enjoying
no,
my
they're gonna let
music.
you have it. They're gonna say that's not our song. We don't sound like that. They don't.
Yo,
Hold up, wait a minute.
man.
Michelle hiding out again. Last time we was live, Michelle was like, I'm hiding out in the bathroom. They sending out the APB for me. They 39 ambulances coming in. I'm not helping nobody. I'm on the stream. I'm out here in these streets.
Yo, Big Rich coming through. He said we didn't have any bling tags.
Yeah, it's like, people work really hard to make these kinds of websites. Like imagine how long it took to put this together. You know what I'm saying? Like people got paid jobs, okay, to get this kind of stuff together. Like we've setting people free out here in these streets. All right.
Yes. Okay. So Daph has a good question. As I'm learning all the features of Ecamm Live and how to become a remote live producer, I'm curious, do you all have access to controls of the scenes? Nope, just me. I do not trust David driving because he gets sidetracked and starts dancing and just random singing and then in the middle of the thing. So he's not allowed to touch the buttons. No, each one of us can drive separately, but one person has to drive. There's currently... the amount of computing power technology, technology is not the thing. The amount of computing power and internet connectivity that will give all three of us simultaneous access to the controls while we are in Honolulu, some random forest in Oregon, and St. Louis, Missouri. That would be a feat in of itself, Miss Daff. But it also is probably dangerous because I think something that we talk about a lot, and as your live streaming education resource, we will try to dig deeper in helping people understand the things about live streams that not a lot of folks talk about. And so in your question actually brings a very, very decent segue to this, because a lot of people, they see the simplicity because you have all of this handsome chocolateness, and then you have all of Miss D's gorgeous chocolateness, and then you have all of Mr. D's gorgeous white chocolateness, and it seems simple. There is a metric ton. I skipped a word. You guys know me. There's a metric ton of connectivity and internet exchanges that are happening. So from me, just back to David, who's the closest, there's probably anywhere between 26 to 30 internet hops. And so people will say, my internet speed was quick, David's internet speed was quick, but the stream was kind of funny, so it must be the software. Nah, man, it's the internet does a lot of jumping from place to place. There's times where I have to refresh a YouTube page just to get it to fully load. And nothing's wrong with YouTube servers. They got some of the fastest servers in the world. It's the internet. These things happen. So this is the reason why you kind of, remote producing is dope, and we are getting there, but it's still early days for just about everything. And I think a lot of people need to come to grips with that and set some expectations. But I know that we're working towards it, and I really want to get there. Go ahead, Ms. D.
I mean, it's like my thing is just this, is that I get that question, and it's a legitimate question for a lot of people. I see some of the questions that pop up like in the Ecamm Live community about can it do this or why not this and why not that. And it's like, so sometimes if you are going into that level of a kind of production, sometimes that may mean requiring a different kind of tool. Or like you have, like I'll see people that are in the Ecamm Live Facebook community, and they got like the MacBook Air from who knows when, and will complain about Ecamm or something. It's just like, so you wanted to run off of this 1998 machine and and have the best of the best. It's like you need to reframe some things around that. So I think Ecamm can do I think it's more powerful than what most people realize. And so to add on more features to not when people are ready or whatever, but that is honestly sometimes stuff it may require a different tool to do or a different setup to do, just kind of makes more sense than just like, hey, can y'all do it? Hey, can y'all do it? I think we got to honor the twins, and as much as we ask, they actually give, but it's some stuff they like, kind of like said, we ain't there yet, not because it can't, or they probably couldn't do it, but it's just like sometimes it's a different tool that you would need to add on or something like that to kind of pull that kind of a deal. It's just, it just is what it is.
And I appreciate you saying that, because it's weird if I say everyone should just appreciate them because, well, they're my boss. But it's funny, I said that as if they were just one, but they're twins. And they're still two,
They're
but
two.
they're still one.
Wonder twin actor pause.
It's just confusing. No, but and you're right about one thing. Like 3.8 was big, bro. These guys been hammering on this joint since mid-November. They've been just at it nonstop. I see they don't sleep. Like I get messages from them at times. You guys remember, I am 6 hours behind them. I get messages from them at times where I'm like, why are you not in bed? Because they're out there putting in work. And I won't say it's frustrating, but it's frustrating when we're doing the live and, everyone's putting in their nice, oh my God, this is so great. And then somebody's like, well, when is the next version going to come out and what's going to be there? I'm like, bruh, do you know what goes into software development, fam? Do you have any idea what goes into software development? Like, bruh, seriously, like it's not just like you go in the back and you move some aluminum foil to the other side of the thing and then you shake it back and forth and the popcorn come out. All the old people know what I'm talking about. Young people are like, what? No, it's much, much harder than that. But yes.
Yeah, I think one thing that people don't understand, because I happen to own a software development company, is that when you make releases and you have a massive audience and stuff that's already using your product, it's got to be backwards compatible. You got to make sure that nothing breaks on the existing users, not just for the new users that are coming in that'll use it for the first time and everything will work great. But a lot of people have been using Ecamm Live for a long time, and they need to make it backward compatible to make sure that nothing gets fried. So that's one of the main reasons why it takes so long to get releases and stuff, especially when you put in as many major features as they have in 3.8.
Right. So I want to show some stuff real quick and sort of explain that. I'm going to go into live demo mode for a second to give you an idea of something that they added, which I think is quite incredible, but I don't think a lot of people are going to get it right away. So I have right now, we're here in our main screen, and you see David is on the screen. So what I can do is put myself in preview mode, and then so you see David there, but I'm going to make a change here to put myself on the screen, and you see Gigi's comment doesn't really show up, but I can make adjustments, kind of say I want to realign Gigi's comment on this particular screen, maybe pull this out a little bit more and do some stuff. And over here, you see that there's nothing happening until I press publish. When I press publish, now through that window that's over there on the right, I got to remember how to point to the window that's over there, you'll see that's live. Right here in the top, there's a little red icon that says live and has a counter. And over here, there's a yellow icon that says preview to let me know that these things are going on. So the reason why I wanted to highlight that is because one of the things that a lot of people got freaked out about is they said, well, now you're making it harder to use. One of the things I really like about Ecamm is that it's easy to use, and now you're making it harder. No, we're not.
Yeah,
because
no.
if you don't need preview mode, don't use it.
Don't use it. Right.
I mean,
it's just like Final Cut Pro. It's as simple as you need it to be, and it can be as complex as you need it to be. It's like, it's plenty of stuff your car can do that you don't know how it works. There's a lot of people that went decades that never set the timer on the microwave because they didn't figure out how to do it, or the VHS player back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So that being the case, it's like it can be as simple as you need it to be, or it can be as complex as you need it to be, and no more.
Correct.
Just leave it at that. So it's like, know that it can do it, but if it's not something that you need to do, like for most of the streams on my channel, or just myself, and I'm sharing this, and I'm sharing the web page at times, and that's about it. It's about 3 scenes that I may use, and that is about it. 4 if I do a countdown timer and, the outro screen or what have you. But that is about it. So I almost never need to use the preview mode. Almost never, because it's not really anything that I would change in a basic bare bone stream. Now, if it's something else, like when certain cameras have come out and I'm preloading videos, I'm loading videos twice in a certain way so we can walk through and I can show you whatever on the screen and pull this up, or a presentation about something, or a document that we may want to dive into or whatever, then those are different kinds of streams. So you really have to think about what is the context of your stream and how are you using Ecamm, and then apply that. And that's literally, and here's the thing, computers can do more than probably what most people know how to fully maximize them. They just use up storage because they download everything. The desktops look atrocious, but no organization. Not that this is not going. This is a judgment-free zone, but know that I'm personally judging you on that one. You know what I'm saying? But no, but it's like your computer can do a ton of things. There are people that run AutoCAD, design stuff, and all kinds of stuff. But that doesn't mean that you need to. So I think if you reframe how you think about how you use Ecamm Live, it can be as simple as you need it to be, and it can be as complex as you need it to be. And you really only need to build it according to how you want to do your show, not to what you see its full maximum capacity is.
You know, I wanted to highlight a comment from Carrie, Carrie So Very. I absolutely love this comment, Carrie, and here's the reason why. You are so 100%. Just think how many updates were put out this year. I mean, a lot. I started April 14th of last year. About a week later, we got ability to USB cameras. After that, we got interview mode. And then after that...
No. Hold up. Because I take a personal... No. It's that we didn't get that last year. We got more. Because even when, because in 2018, I beta tested for Ecamm back then. So in 2018, when no other manufacturer, when I say nobody, I mean nobody.
Not nobody?
That actually built it, not nobody. Not not a one of them. Not Canon, Fuji, Olympus, Panasonic, Pentax, you name it, they didn't do it. Nobody had USB via live streaming, period. Right? And so what it was you could connect through you could use Ecamm. It would connect through another software that was super simple, like somebody was able to build it or whatever. And I'm like, hey, don't you guys think that that's something that you could do natively or whatever? So about 2018, we were doing it that way. Within about 6 months or less time frame, we switched to being able to completely do it natively within Ecamm for Canon cameras specifically, without the need for anything else. And so I remember, because I'm the nerd that's going through the old school forums, like website stuff, that like 10 pages of Google kind of stuff, trying to find solutions for stuff. And nobody was doing this unless you were a developer nerd kind of a person. And you could kind of maybe build your own micro program or something like that. So Ecamm was the first to do that natively for Canon cameras, specifically live streaming via USB and up to 4K back in 2019. You know what I'm saying? Like really 2018, 2019, but for sure 2019. So last year, like 2020, when they did it then, it was just more cameras. That was just it. It was just more cameras. So I got to give props to where props is due, because zero people, even like you look at Canon now, what is like 540, 560p or something like that is the highest resolution that you can get via USB. Get out of here. Go sit down.
I love it. I love the go sit down. That's my favorite. First of all, I got to say hello to Ivan. Ivan is here from the Uke, along with our buddy Lee Launches, also here from the Uke. But Ivan had a fantastic comment. Our people from across the pond represent. That's what I'm saying. He said, totally agree. Keep it simple. Or, get into it. It's up to you. And just because he's here, I had to just show this off just in case, he, understands. Glory, Man United. That's how he
That's a cult, man. I'm starting to think it's a cult.
Dang it.
Oh, dude, I can tell you this is hilarious.
Hold on. It's football. I'm sorry, Doc. Football. I need to start watching football.
It's football. Football is round, not brown. Okay, so something that Americans will probably not really understand. We're kind of sort of like it a little bit with our, sports ball teams. but it's fervent in the UK. And the reason why it's even more crazy is you think of the island as a whole, it's actually relatively small and compact, right? So there are literally teams that are 4 or 5 miles from each other that want to kill each other. They're like really across, like there's some stadiums where you can hear the echoes of one stadium from the other. It's that close. Like it's kind of crazy, but it's what makes it exciting and what makes it fun. And then so yeah, the fights between the various clubs is almost cultish, if you want to say that. And I gotta say,
Sound
Rich
like
on point.
sound
with
like
his
fifth quarter
delivery.
down south. If
Yeah, yeah,
anybody
yeah.
is in band fifth quarter down, like listen, I'm like I remember I had to learn what fifth quarter was. It's like so it's like we stand after. I'm like this is and just so flashback. So when I would be in band in college, was like no music stands and stuff. It's like, well, how we supposed to? Well, I'm coming from quote unquote the north, because anywhere they said north of the Alabama state line is the north. It don't matter where you're coming from. So you come there and it's like wind up being like 100 something plus songs on the board, and it's just like this huge chalkboard or whatever. It's 100 plus songs, and all of those songs by heart. So when the fifth quarter comes, you can just go at whatever the drum major calls out. So that's what that sound like to me. It's like when fifth quarter have, that's what it sound like, what you just described, Doc.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a thing. It's quite amazing, but it's a thing. Oh man, I love it. I think that
Period.
I think that the best thing to do is like dive back into this Ecamm stuff real quick. I want to tell you about another one of my new favorite features, and I know it's really minor to many, but I think it's kind of dope. Let me see if I have an easy way to show this. I'll go into this screen here, and I'm going to pull up I got it. I got it. Okay, gang, watch this carefully. When I load this scene right now, everyone watch our lower thirds. You see that? How it just slides right in. I'll flip back and forth real quick. So what's really cool about these lower thirds, let me drop into preview mode for a second. I'm sorry, live demo mode. The names for Mrs. D, right? When I put her back, the names and all of that is all a simple text overlay. So you can see there's Diana's name right here. And if I pop it on, it slides in. And then there's an empty cell. If I pop that on, it slides in. But what's happening is it's been grouped into this folder. And inside this folder even includes the frame and it includes the camera. So it might look like we doing some crazy high-end magic switch witchery, but it's all being in a folder. It comes in simultaneously all together. And so the updates inside the text overlay panel, family, I cannot explain to you how dope you can get with ability to change background colors, mess with corner radius, do the margins. They've added
That
some things.
customizability is
It's
unheard.
crazy.
Unheard.
Added this the emoji button down here in the bottom. I mean, in big in the mouse real quick. And you can now do things like flying left, flying right, flying automatically, which will just decide, randomly, scrolling tickers and the like. That level of update is amazing. And it almost leads you to believe that, some of those things were written in a different program like Final Cut or After Effects or whatever, but it's actually all built into the program. Like, to me, that level of update is quite amazing. So when you think about that customizability, I guess they're both words. Inside the text overlay panel, we really leveled up the software a lot with that one feature alone.
And it's not taking up half your computer in space. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's not bogging you down. And I think that's the thing. Like a lot of people, like just to address like the elephant in the room, some people are like, oh, it's too complicated. It's like everybody now is raving about air fryers and rice cookers and stuff like that. Okay, well, it's a certain way to learn to use the tool that's different from the stove if you want to use the specialized tool, but you get the added benefit of all the benefits of why you love that. So similar like with Ecamm, and a lot of people compare it to something like, we'll just say the Yardbirds out there and other similar software tools that's very templatized. It's like, I'm sorry, it looks a little corny and it looks same plain Jane. And I'm a very plain Jane person, but it's not you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the biggest thing about being a streamer, being a content creator. You want your stuff to have your own vibe. And there is a level of being able to just show up. It makes sense, and it makes a ton of sense to just show up and like be present and be online and get it done. So there's levels to it. But I also think that if you are serious and you're talking about building a brand, you're talking about everybody want to say, oh, I've been doing this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but then you go to, you look at what you're doing or something like that and look like something from 1964 kind of a vibe or whatever, and it's all old school.
Website? Are you talking about?
I'm not talking about. No, just like, but our website currently as is, for an example, but it's those corny commercials. We've been in business since 19, and it's just like, and this commercial is so corny. But everybody and their mama loves the Squatty Potty commercials and all the stuff that the Harmon brothers do, or Purple Mattress Company and all those. Okay, that's copywriting at its best. So hashtag how to write copy that sells, right? By Ray Edwards. You can get the book. So, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like the reason why Squatty Potty, Poopery, Purple Mattress Company, any of those that went with the Harmon brothers, you get a specialized commercial and a specialized look that absolutely converts and sells. It does make a difference when you are presenting your live stream and your company and your brand, and they go to it and it's just like, oh, that all kind of look the same. What y'all using? Versus them seeing you and what you represent and how you come to the market. It makes a total difference, especially now when the world is now getting into the vein of making regular and consistent content, and especially by way of live streams. Do you really want to look like everybody else, or do you want to show up as your unique brand? As corny as the Golden Arches can be in some respects, or no matter what location you go to, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. So there's a benefit to knowing and being able to recognize a brand and having that brand authority versus just being like cookie cutter. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
I think 100%. One of my favorite features of the 3.8 release is the ability to bring in the Webm. I think what that does for Ecamm Live as a software and for users on the end is it can be a full-on production studio. If I'm just going to use newsrooms, for example, you can pull in clips now. Whereas instead of like sharing your desktop or using NDI, or you can actually bring in, pre-recorded clips that you want to cover and stuff and bring them right into Ecamm. So you don't even have to worry about, any glitches of NDI cutting out, or do I have the screen set properly? Is it in the right frame? You can actually put it into your production. So, I mean, that's insane to me from a creative standpoint. The sky's the limit. There's no limits. That WebM is huge. So we don't have any examples to show you, but go watch Ken and Glenn's, when they talked about the WebM stuff.
I do want to show something though. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh, you know what? Don't move the Chrome window, Doc. Ding dong. I moved it out of my way because what's super funny is, as noted in the chat by Carrie, she's like, somebody's Slack keeps going off and making me think it's.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Carrie. Sorry, Carrie. My bad. That was me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make minor changes, and yes, I could do this in preview mode. But you know what? I like to do my stuff out in these streets so that you can just see that everybody can be a dork, not just you. Okay, so this site is dope. This is Nerd or Die. This is where a lot of folks get their things from. So we are working with them in order to get more, I guess, sort of Ecamm and business oriented Webms. You can easily make them yourselves. We will have some available at some point in time. But just if you want to play today, Nerd or Die is probably one of the best resources in the game. And you can go out here and just download any one of these and play with them. I'll hopefully be throwing together some tutorials on how to use Webm overlays. If you guys have been following the Duke Rock stream for quite a while, you have seen this. When I get a super chat, right? You guys seen this. When I get a super chat, it comes up and it goes, bring, super chat from FH Umpires. Hey, Kills, how you doing, ma? Good to see you. You know, so you got, I mean, so I've been using this since before they had it all the way baked in. But yeah, you can go in and you can get all of these things. And I mostly just use the alert side of it. I don't use the other stuff. The other stuff is very gamer and Twitch oriented. That wasn't, you know, my steez at the time. I bought alerts and it just came with this. And yeah, you know, it's a thing. So just get your own mate or find some friends in the Let's Get Live community that make them. Talk to my brother June. And then make it happen.
Yeah, I love that so much. And it's like, even with like being able to make your own stuff in Final Cut Pro, like that's, you know, your own overlay or whatever it is to go to your website and stuff like that. Just again, the customizability, you can make it as complex or as simple as you want it to be. It just gives you space for growth to do it on, because you can have different channels or different interests in how you want to show up. And I just think that being able to have, like, if you have a gaming channel and that's what you do in your personal time that's separate from your business, you have something that like, and I think gamers really paved the way when it came to like, and they did it the hard way. That's the, like, kudos to them because they really did it the hard way. But now you can do it the easy way. Are you looking for not a website? Are you looking for a live streaming platform? You need Ecamm. It's like them. What is it? What's the Squarespace commercials?
Let me get the link for Lee real quick. It is Nerd or Die. I don't remember if I set up the affiliate for Nerd or Die yet. I probably did, but I'll just send you that way because, you know, that's.
And those watching on the replay will make sure it gets added to the description.
I want to show something else, which is just hyper dope. And I actually was going to save this for a second because I wasn't sure if Miss D was going to go into Miss D mode. But since you did it, I can show you this anyway. I see you, Frank, and give you another Frank. Okay, so the beloved Keely says she found one limit with Webm, tried it on the countdown timer, and it was totally opaque. Had to revert to my compressed movie file. But first of all, answer Keely's question. It could be either or. It could be transparent or opaque. I might be able to help you with that. Now, but the reason why I wanted to show you the comment, what you may notice if you're down here, you see I placed a little star next to Keely's comment. What that will allow me to do, and to Daph Levy's point, when we get the ability for someone else to tag these for us, you can hit the star, you click on this little section here in your comment window, which says favorite comments, and then I can see the ones that I need to address. Now, you can see, you can tell by this preview mode, I have a large 34-inch monitor. I think one of the most underused features of Ecamm is this comment window is resizable. So when you are 20s, you can do this. When you're 30s, you can do this. When you're at over 50,
you ain't never lie.
Then you go like that. Or if you just, you know, happen to be born with intelligence shields, if you're born with intelligent shields for your eyes and you need more, just grab that comment window by the corner, holler, right? Right? Grab that comment window and stretch that sucker out so you can see.
Listen.
So I just wanted to highlight the comment features. I mean, the featured comments or saving a comment by pressing star. Good. So look, I'll pick Carrie again because she's dropping fire today. I can click the little star, and then, you know, on some streams, this is going by like 100 miles an hour. You got to remember, okay, I want to favorite Hi Felicia. So if I come through, I'm looking at the comments. When I'm ready to go back, I click over here, and I go, oh, so Carrie Ray says that creating some stream graphics for the live stream currently now too, and then remember to say hi Felicia because I don't want to get cut after the stream for not representing the Queen. Queen Felicia, right? And then
even if it's like it's other ones that you want to get to, or what I'm saying, or come back to later, or something. It's just to kind of catalog it away for a second,
Right.
Or
now,
even like what I do.
Let me give you a pro tip. Hold on, Ms. D. Let me give you a pro tip because you might be getting ready to say this, but I figure if I said it first, it looks like I'm the smart one here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So what a lot of folks don't know, lean in. All right, people, you know what I say? Get your pad and your pencil, lean in, because here comes some science. What a lot of folks don't know, when you first stop the stream, your comments don't go away yet. They will still be here. Right. You're powered down. You got to run to the bathroom because the stream is over. We all do it. Mm-hmm. Soon as you come back from the bathroom, click over here on favorite comments, get out your pencil, and write down those killer questions like this question from Keely. So I'll write down this question and be like, oh, Daddy need to make a video about that because it was a obvious question that the community wanted to know, right? If I go back to over here and I scroll way back up in the Wayback Bus, I need to add a star next to Daph Levy's comment where she was talking about the remote producing. So I'm going to add the star to that because, Daddy need to make a video about that because Daph Levy had a dope question. Hello. You know what I'm saying? And so by starring these joints, even if you don't need to use them for the stream later, this is where you farm for dope content. Farm your comments and your comments on the page for dope content. And Arbs said that Miss D left a comment and she didn't reply to it yet. First of all, Arbs, time out. You need to go over there for 60 seconds, nose in the corner, and ask yourself if you would reflect on what you had done. That sounded just like my grandma. Oh God. But I had to hold the Bible up with my arms out. So anyway.
Our Bible was lighter than the blue encyclopedias, I tell you that much.
My grandma's Eastern Star. We had the Bible.
Oh yeah.
We had the Eastern Star Bible, yo. I had to hold that joint out. My grandpa, if I was really bad, my grandpa would stack his Mason's Bible on top and I'd be like, oh God, like why is my family in there? Anyway, so remember, go in your comments, farm your comments for the fire, fam. All you need to know to grow your channel is probably sleeping in your comments. I'm just saying.
True.
And I'll dip back out and let Miss D divulge what she was fitting to say.
Well, my brother, I will just say the only thing that what you hit the nail on the head there. The only thing I was going to say is if you are creating content where you do want to utilize comments and like Doc was saying, you're wanting to make a video about it. One of the things I love to do with that is because I record any video you see that looks like this is recorded in Ecamm Live. I've done several videos that are literally just like this, and it's from this setup. It's from Ecamm Live. And so if you want to do a Q&A video, you can still bring that comment in as if it was live to show this person asked this specific question and slide that on the screen. So I love to save comments in that way too, especially again, like Doc was saying, if you know that you want to do a video about it, it's just a brilliant way to kind of keep that. Right. One is you don't have to do any kind of animations in editing because that's pretty much what you would do anyway, is try to mimic the way that question initially came in, or, you know what I'm saying? Unless you want to do a text message thing kind of thing. But even then, you could do it, but it's just the idea of just, again, saving time in the recording process and while you're doing stuff, because in editing, you don't have to do a whole lot of anything almost. So honestly, it's plenty of videos. It's live to drive. It's you can do it. It's good to go.
I love live to drive. I wanted to answer this question to be determined. I wonder if the update would add the ability to bring in videos with sounders overlays and reshape them to your overlays. So there's two parts of this question. Webm kind of sort of covers that, but prior to Webm, this is not even really an Ecamm thing. This is a Kodak. Kodak is a thing that encodes and decodes video for your computer so that your computer can then see it, display it, transmit it, whatever the case may be. It's called the Kodak. You guys remember when you used to steal movies from the internet and it came in DivX? DivX is a codec. So
Neither confirm nor deny.
Web, everybody did it. So ain't nobody stop lying. All right, so
Neither confirm nor deny.
Webm similarly is a codec. It's a compression, it's format, it's a bunch of things, right? So what I think people understood, Ecamm wasn't stopping you from having a transparent movie. Ecamm wasn't stopping you from having a movie with an audio. However, until Webm, you couldn't get a movie with transparency and audio, because when you look at movie formats, and you might see this on your computer and don't understand what it says. For instance, one of the formats is Apple ProRes 4444. The 444, red, green, blue, the last four was either audio or alpha channel. You had a choice. They didn't have room for a 44444, right? They didn't have room for 5. So they gave you a spot for either audio or alpha channel, aka transparency. Webm has somewhat solved that. They do, just think of it as Flash. They did something sort of Flash oriented, and so yes, you can. Now, as far as sizing them and shaping them to your overlay, if you create them as Webm, yes, you'll be able to do that. Otherwise, you still have to bring it in as a live size video and let it do the thing the way it does. So yes, to your point, yes, it is. But I just wanted to let you know it wasn't really an Ecamm thing. That's something that has to do with the way movies are made. And the reason why we're getting it now is Apple and Google decide to bury the hatchet and continue to hate each other, but not abuse us in the process, because the VP9 WebM fight was purely a fight between Apple and Google, and Auntie Tim was like, "Listen, Mary, don't make me come over there and knock you out. We will buy you, okay?" And
Listen,
Google was like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Right, it's like, and you said that perfectly. It's like they're fighting, but they love each other slightly more, or hate each other slightly less. They're not quite into love, but at least we aren't suffering for it.
Right. And I can't say this to be for sure, but more than likely what happened, they go, "We will stop paying you to be the default browser on the over 1 billion iPhones out there if you do not get off your WebM VP9 high horse." And Google was like, "We don't need you." And the accountant went, "Yeah, we do." And they go, "Okay, sorry, Auntie Tim, here's some flowers." And then, and now all is good. All is good in the hood for us. Anyway, the divorced parents can stop fighting.
I'm going to throw myself under the bus, and because I just downloaded 3.8 yesterday, because I have a question about one of the features that, and I think will bring clarity to the users as well. Doc or Diana, would you mind explaining the interview talkback feature that was added into 3.8?
Okay, this might be a little bit hard to do, but I will show you. So one of the things that happens is when you have a scene like such and you want a video to play, right? I'm going to, hopefully I still have it in here. Hopefully I didn't delete it when I was making space. I'm going to play something, and let's see, do I have it? Nope, I deleted it. What I would do is normally play a video, and if I play a video, it mutes the microphones so that way we don't make any noise, right? So no random noises come out and ruin the video. Actually, I have one here on screen I can load in real quick. If I play this video, it's going to mute our channels. What I want you folks to pay attention to, I got to let go of this, sorry. What I want you folks to pay attention to is if you look at this sound level panel right here, which I will move over here for a second. I'll put it next to comments so you guys can see. This will turn to mute, interview will turn to mute, and movie will start to play. Okay? So let me drop this in.
Where it's like, I've got pretty much any camera, some sort of HDMI converter, and
Why I needed to be on top. I know I do. I'll play.
Scenes are probably locked, Doc.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you should, by all intents and purposes, you should
lock your scenes.
Lock your scenes. All right. So let me just make a duplicate of this scene.
Contrast that to now, where it's like, I've got pretty much any camera, some sort of HDMI converter, and Ecamm, and you're ready to go.
That. Yeah, so it's funny that when all the
It's still playing. I
conversations
said
came
delete
out.
that. I need it to go into regular. Okay, so I'm gonna drag it here, and hopefully it works this time. Nope.
And if you want to know how to lock your scenes, we have a video on Let's Get youtube.com/Let's Get Live.
Yeah, true story. I think I have to be in like a regular screen in order for this to work.
Yeah, I was just going to say you can go solo if you need to, just to kind
Go
of,
solo.
Here, I'll do this.
because we're still here on the stream. You know what I'm saying? It'll
Yeah.
still give the same effect.
Yeah.
Who is Justin Demir's FH? Well, I don't even know why I ask who people are. I will never know who people are, like popular or otherwise. Unless they're an author on my shelf, I don't know them.
Contrast that to now, where it's like I've got pretty much any camera,
Okay.
some sort of HDMI converter, an Ecamm, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, so it's funny that when all the conversations came out about converters, everybody was all over the map and like, oh, I can't believe these things are so expensive. And I'm laughing because I remember my first converters being like $1,500, when it was brand new. But I'm
Ivan, they
laughing
can't
that
hear us. Did you
Now
hear
they
us?
can hear us.
Did you hear us talk? Did you hear us talking about all the love that we love, all of y'all being here? We were saying how happy and glad we are that y'all are here. So
David,
Yeah,
that don't
so-
convert when you
Probably.
sound country like that. We were just saying that we just love everybody and everybody loves us. We care about you and we want you to know that
Group
you
hug,
are
group
loved.
So what you guys may have seen, or I'll put this back over here for a second. If I mute the interview mode and mute myself, watch this window in the interview section. You're going to see on-air audio. We are able to hear each other when I press now. Okay, at that moment, you guys couldn't hear us talk. But when you want to talk to your guests in interview mode, make sure that your master input is muted and the interview is muted, and then that takes care of that. So you can have chatter behind the scenes. I need to delete that random scene because it's going to mess up my push button flow.
And real quick, just so everybody knows so right now, David and I are joined via the guest link. So while Doc is doing what he's doing on the scene and he's switching stuff, we get a notification on our end that says off air audio mode in all caps. And it also will say you're not in the broadcast, but you can speak with the host and other guests. So the person that's joining you via the interview link, they will get, as soon as that changes over, they instantly get that message. And then when they can be heard, that message goes away. So it's not like your guest is in the dark. So if you want to set up some kind of a pre-stream checklist and run a show and things like that, something that's really important, I think, is that you want to educate your guest on what they can expect. So if you're planning to do that in a stream, let them know, say, hey, and like I just took a screenshot. And if you're part of the Let's Get Live email community, we can send that out via email after the stream. And then, of course, there'll be tutorials on the channel as well. But I think it's important to include something like that to say, hey, when we get to this example or when we start talking about your company and we show that video, here's what's going to happen. And so you can start to prep them for what they can come to expect. And you'll see this kind of a message, send that picture to them. And that's a fantastic way to really prep your guests so that they feel comfortable joining your stream. Because you have to remember, you're a professional at what you do in live streaming, not necessarily the guest. Furthermore, even all three of us doing regular and consistent live streams on our own, as well as for the company, we still need to know what to expect as a guest. And it's like we have to do the same stuff as if we didn't know each other. So I think that's important. Right. And if you really want to stand out from, I can tell you, somebody that get a lot of invitations for interviews and speaking engagements and stuff, it makes a difference. And it also makes a decision, not just to join that actual interview or stream or show, but if I want to come back. Everybody always say, hey, man, we got to get you back. That don't mean I'm going to accept it. Because sometimes that process to get on the show and it really does suck. And I'm telling you, if you book a good guest or you book somebody that's important to you and your brand or business, and you don't have that onboarding process right to make them join this, to make it easy for them and comfortable, they may not want to come back. And I'm not the only person that said stuff like that. So speakers talk amongst ourselves.
Right. Man, I just cannot quit looking at that website. I mean, it is just fire. Letsget.live. Y'all
it's
make
a
sure if you
fantastic
just joined
segue.
the stream, go check it out. Man,
It's a fantastic segue, David. Man, you're really good at this, even though you don't know it.
David's perfect.
Oh no,
TV
it's all planned, Doc. It's all
TBD
planned.
said, "How can I get that Veda Lita PDF?"
And it's a check for $500.
Yeah, there you go. If you go to the site and you enter in your email and either the download the overlay pack or the sign up for newsletter with the official Escribe on the papery icon, you will get that sent out to you. And if for some reason you missed the email, by all means, please just tag one of us and we'll send it to you directly. But it is available like that. That is super funny. So look, I was like, who typed that? I typed that, ding dong.
I typed that.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
That's super funny.
Y'all cracking me up in the chat. I'm not paying attention to y'all right now.
Corey said, Corey or Marie said, like, is this live or is this Diana recording right now?
I am live and in person. I tell
She
you
is
what.
always live. She is always live 24/7. It only works if you have left the default setting in the audio tab and the purpose is mute microphones during video playback checked. No, you can just manually mute it yourself. If you want to auto mute it. Yeah, I might have been messing with the settings yesterday when I was doing some stuff, so I may have not turned that on. But in theory, if you just mute these two like now, each other. Hey, David, don't say that about Keita. Oh, we're back. Hey, Keita.
Sorry.
So that is how it works. And then TBD said got the overlays but didn't get the checklist yet. All right, we'll
do is we'll make sure, because after the stream is some other stuff that we want to get to the community as well. We'll make sure that you got access to download. Like if you're just joining, or maybe you missed that email and it got lost in the thousands of unread emails, which again I'm personally judging because I don't know how you live like that, but 1,000 unread emails. We'll send it for you right after the stream, so you can get that. I
definitely can do that. It drives me crazy. However, I do have emails accounts where I send stuff to and I don't check, and they show up on my phone, and then so my phone icon is silly, but that's not the real thing. The real email has to be somewhat inbox zero because it just gets.
I just can't live like that. Notifications get on my nerves. I mean, and here's the thing. That's where Facebook and other social media sites, they thought they were being helpful and they were just being messy. Because just because I read, and this is personal, just because I read your message does not mean I'm in a position to reply. And I have gotten like in personal conversations, talking to friends and stuff, and it'd be like, oh, so you ain't want to go out to eat with us, Diane? It's like, I did, but I wasn't in a position. Oh, it said you read it. And it's just like, well, y'all, please chill. It's like I was busy. For real. I just got to read. I can't leave messages unread. Like it just, the notification, like y'all can let me know in the chat. Please tell me I'm not by myself. Okay, we can all go to counseling together in the Letsget.live Facebook group because I just feel like
we can have a Tutankhamun session and help get over the notification icons. Elaine, first of all, Elaine is here, messy. And we got to say big ups to Elaine, but she had the same problem. Sent out an individual note to the Letsget.live pros, and they sent it to me. Well, thank you, Elaine. We love you, Elaine.
Yeah, we have. Let me put some clarification to that. So we sent out an email announcing Veda and everything a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And if you missed that email, then you probably missed the download link. We didn't have the Veda overlay, direct access where you sign up like you do for the overlays. We didn't have that on the landing page, but it is on the new Letsget.live.site. So if you want an easy way to grab it, go to the website, re-enter your email, and you will get an auto reply with that Veda creator kit instantly. So that's the easy way. Even if you've already signed up before and stuff, just grab it again and you'll get an auto reply with it.
Yes, and that would solve the problem. And yes, Obs, I am retired genius, so you are correct. I miss the fruit stand at days, and then there's days where I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not there right now. So, oh, that's super funny. That's super funny. Diana, Daff is on your side, and so is Carrie. So you're
I'm
good.
saying thank you right now in the
You're
chat.
not,
I'm just
you're
saying
not
because
by yourself.
I'll say, okay, guys, I'm checking out, and just like one notification. Every time I go to my phone, I just even forget what app I was going to. I just got to see it. I got to see what it was. What do you want? Who is it? I may not even want to reply, but I need to see what the notification was so I can clear it.
Corey and Marie say you're on the island. You're on the island. I'm the one that's on the island, but I get what you're saying. And she by herself. That's super funny.
Listen.
The audience is funny, I have to tell you. I mean, I'm sitting over here laughing. They probably think I've lost my mind, but I'm reading the comments and I'm just kind of
It's because it's
hysterical.
funny.
It is funny.
Oh.
It's funny. They're funny.
Slim said his wife has 1 million emails.
And he twitches. He twitches every time he sees it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, gang. So the last two that I wanted to cover, one of them, okay, I'm gonna have to admit it. I feel some type of way about it, but I have to tell you guys in case you don't have to feel a type of way about it.
This is a safe space, Doc. It's a safe space. Go ahead.
It's a safe space.
Well, one of the other included features is the ability to go directly to LinkedIn Live. And why do I feel some type of way for it? Because I applied twice, and both times they denied me because they said I didn't have enough live streaming experience. And I was like, say what? I was like,
I got denied too.
Right? I was like, listen
Man,
to me.
I want to go fill it out now.
Well,
I'm never
listen,
on
David.
LinkedIn. That's going to be hysterical if I get accepted because I am
David.
never on LinkedIn.
I was on LinkedIn, and this was my reply to them. Listen here, LinkedIn Live.
I agree with all
25
of it.
years.
2009, I've been live streaming you. And I use a Sony and can actually autofocus it, not like. So you can just kiss. Yeah, that's what I said. So yes,
We'll be right back after these messages. That's what the news station would say. Franklin, go to camera 2.
That's right.
That's exactly what you would see on the news.
Bruh, I'm like, really, LinkedIn? I get you, Microsoft, and I'm born and raised Apple player, but did you check my bio? Like, it straight up says live stream consultant in the bio player. Like,
Don't care nothing about that.
You don't have
Look,
enough live
here's the whole
streaming
thing, though, Doc.
experience.
You got a whole live streaming company now.
Thank you.
I'm gonna apply today and be like, now go check out the web. You go look at that website and you tell me.
Go check it out.
Okay,
We've been online since
tell me.
1995. We've been online. Go look
We've
at
been
that
on,
website.
and we ain't changed the website since then. You know.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go dig in the closet and get out my Kumo D hat and be like, "How you like me now?" Oh, I just broke everybody in the stream.
Right.
So, hey, Miss Ali, hey girl, hey, as they say, as Liz, I don't know why Liz got me saying that, and I'm like, I'm 6 foot 250, like I can't be going around making Liz comments. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
It's just hilarious. Okay, 260. Shut up, David. How do I get the overlay to appear in my show and background section? You can't. That's not where it goes. Hold on. Let me explain this real quick. Hit this
Explain that
right here. Okay. So first of all, let's just start with the pure verbiage, pure English. Overlay, background. Ground is the bottom, over is the above. You can't you can, but it wouldn't make any sense to put an overlay in the background. The background is what's all the way back, like way back bus, right? So you can absolutely drag any graphic anywhere you want, but it won't serve your purpose because the overlay will be sitting in the background, and you kind of don't want to do that. So I'll give you a for instance. Right now, we have the background layer here. I could turn that off, turn that on, and then we have another background layer here, which is going to show some wildness, right? So when you put this should be down here and show in the background and then turned on. And I just made it more goofy because that's basically where you want to put it. I'm going to put it back so we don't break anything because David has the scenes locked. But in theory, you put whatever color you want to be all the way back.
There you go.
You want it all the way in the background. And you can put a movie back there. As you just saw, you can actually screw it up and put a camera back there. But your goal, in theory, should be put the background at the background. And then you overlay your master frame, the frame that's covering up every stuff, goes on the top layer. And actually, right now for us, it's just the logo bug. But yeah, it's just a hierarchy of things. So pretty much the only thing you're going to put in the show in the background stuff is if you want stuff to be, well, in the background.
Yeah.
Contrast that to now where it's like, I've got pretty much any camera, some sort of HDMI converter.
All right, so I'm taking it to where this is the thing. I'm going to hit Command-Shift-B so you get just a blank scene. So this is just a blank scene with nothing in it. And here's my background. If I turn that off, it's solid black. I have a choice of backgrounds. I got solid purple. I got purple with a little bit of thang, right? I got like, mountains or dunes, sand dunes or something. Or you could actually do something crazy like play a movie in the back. I shouldn't do that. It's going to break the stream. So yeah, this is where the background, whatever is in show and background becomes there. And then if I were to add an overlay or something here, like a text overlay, and I'm going to just leave that at text, that's going to show up here. So it's always going to be on top of my background. It's never going to change. So that's how you do that there. And then let's go.
How you do that there? Alabama, New Orleans. How you do that there?
See,
It be them little hood triggers at times that just pop out.
I told you. See, now Miss D going to catch my musical duets.
Right.
Like
you said it and it was just like, I was like, I can't not say it.
It's what happens. You just be like,
Right.
So
and David's also to blame for that as well. With that,
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Listen,
that.
I promise you not one, and I mean not one meeting for this company has ever gone down. And David has not, whether it's normally and naturally, because now you just starting to do it without you probably even starting to realize. You like, or you're just like, or it's like, yeah.
always,
Right.
David, always with the All right,
you can FaceTime David. We on Facebook Messenger.
Every time I contrast that to now. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what, Miss Eileen, I did it. I did it today, and it felt liberating. Miss Eileen said she about to just delete all them scenes. I did it today, and it was mad liberating. I just gutted it. I love gutting it and starting it all over.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, wife twitches with a ton of notifications showing. That's super funny.
Rightly so. Shoot.
Well, especially there's some that will just ignore the do not disturb and like leak through, and Apple's trying to fix that, but it drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy. Take the interview number. What? I may not understand.
The background take place of the interview number.
It's not that. Here's the thing. Go ahead, David.
Go ahead.
You got it. You got it. No, you got it. Nope.
You're up.
Yeah, David. I'm assuming she's referring to the interview mode when there's a caricature, there, and the background replaces it. And that's a little bit different. That's an interview mode that's default in there, and that's set whenever you set your camera, and not necessarily the background. Right? Is that what she was meaning? Do you guys think?
Ben is a he.
Oh, Ben. I thought it was Eileen that asked that question.
No,
My bad.
That was Ben.
Ben?
But
I'm sorry.
So what Ben, what David is speaking on, Ben, is if I bring this up, right? Say as my other thing, and I was going to come over here, and I had like Miss Eileen on the screen, and then she was guest number 3, and then all of a sudden Miss Eileen fell off. She would just come back to this icon, right? And so that's completely different.
Right.
What you do is when you have a guest fall off, let me try that. That's a better girl looking icon. When you have your setup for your guests to fall off, have a second scene ready to jump to it. Like have a recovery scene, and then just roll with it because it's the internet, player, and it's about to happen.
So here's a perfect example, Doc, I think, is the way that we're running this stream right now. So I'm talking, Doc's got me in the big window. They're on the left side. This is not one scene where he's like magically, whoever's talking, putting the person. We actually have 3 different scenes set up that we're rotating between, and we set those boxes to whoever it is that's talking at that time. So I think it's a perfect example of how we're running this right now, actually.
Yeah. Even like if you and the way that you can seamlessly kind of get that locked in, like we know it's going to be us 3, you know what I'm saying, or a variation of the 3 of us. And even if that's just you going from one scene to the other, you can program hotkeys on your actual keyboard, or you can program hotkeys on your Stream Deck, whatever, you know, floats your boat or finds your lost remote. But that way it's easy for you. So for me, when I'm editing and stuff, I normally and naturally just have my left hand on the keyboard and my right hand is always on the mouse. And I never really want to come off of that unless I'm going both hands on the keyboard to type. That's just my workflow. And so my hand placement is always on the A, S, and the D key. So my 1, 2, and 3
Contrast that to
scenes,
now
my
where
number
it's
1,
like-
2, and 3 scenes. That video keep coming back.
I know, right?
The video that keeps
Don't wanna
on
go.
giving.
It's like
The
every
video
time
that
you
keeps
say
on giving.
contrast to now. What's really weird though
Right.
is when I play it here.
Contrast that to
It
now where
shouldn't
it's
do
like
that.
I've got pretty much any
And
camera,
now I don't know
some
how
sort
to
of
get rid
HDMI
of it.
converter, an Ecamm,
And I
and
don't
you're
even
ready to
see
go.
it.
I think
so
what
it's
happened
funny that
is
when you
it's
just pulled in
in
all the
my
conver-
scene.
Yeah.
It's in my scene. So when you switch to me, go to the overlays instead of the scene. Go to the overlays and
I
delete
got
it.
that. And I'm
Or
looking
maybe
at
that's
the
when you just
overlays.
pulled in the audio that time.
Oh, I found it. Nope, it's not in there either. Anyway, what I was going to say, one of the new things that they added, which is actually kind of cool, is they added the. I'm gonna leave David's scene up while I try to see if I can hunt out this movie.
Yeah, get it.
One of the things that they added.
Let me pull the. Hold on.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
Which is kind of cool is if you want to, you can change scenes with command minus and command right arrow, command left arrow. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you do command key and left and right arrow, it will go previous scene, next scene. And if you go command backspace, it will go to the last scene that you had been using prior to that, if that makes any sense. So that's a neat feature. Now, in theory, I fixed it.
And we'll break down these individual features and
contrast
stuff
that
in
to
like
now.
videos if y'all need more help with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Contrast that to now.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be another something. You know, it just like again, one of the day was
It's going to be.
All right, I'm never saying it again, Dave.
Contrast that to
It's
now.
too late, David. That's you.
Brand new. But
right.
I'm laughing that,
Wait,
one of these
shut
guys
up,
had-
Doc.
It's
So one of the last things that I wanted to bring up, let's go back to D's screen because it doesn't make noise, is we didn't really touch on this, but Ecamm Live 3.8 is native to M1 now. That is massive. Like it becomes the first native Mac live streaming platform in the world. And that is huge. For anybody out there that has an M1 based machine, that is the business. It makes a huge difference.
Right.
We'll dive completely into that later because I don't want to field all the M1 questions right now because it always becomes a lot. And then the other thing we covered native, we covered preview widgets, LinkedIn Live. Oh yes, I know what it is.
Blue screen.
Blue screen. I don't use
Blue
this
screen.
mess. I'm going to suggest that, not that it's anything bad with it, but it's a lot bad with it. Let me cover you from our perspective. And I say our meaning Doc, and I'm going to speak for my squad. If you do not need to use, really like Kevin Hart, really, if you do not really need to use green screen or blue screen, do not use it. Period. Okay, here's why. It takes some skill and some time to learn how to properly light yourself so that your green screen is efficient. When you see a Marvel production, a Game of Thrones production, I'll slip up and say a DC production, Snyder Cut, you don't see any green fringing. You don't see any part where their hands disappear and all of that. Why? Because they're professionally lighting their green screen. They're doing it correctly. Look at your local commercial where there's a low budget green screen and the person comes walking out in the furniture company and there's like a green halo or a green cast in their beard, or you can see the green echoing off or something else.
Some of y'all church announcements.
Well, some of y'all church announcements for sure.
Some of y'all church announcements.
There's no faster way to degrade the quality of a stream or a broadcast than to have a bogus green screen. Now, Pareto did not go to green screen school. What does that mean, Doc? 80% is not there. There's either 100% clean green screen or it's trash. Pareto principle does not apply. I am almost there, like I almost got it. No, it's not State Farm. You almost had it. No, player, you have to have it right or just don't do it. And I know you think, well, I need to use the green screen because I don't want to, clean my room or something. Nobody cares. You know what? The messy room is probably better than the crappy green screen. I'm just saying, just don't do it. That thing when you put it on your chair and you roll it around.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Come on, son. You're not like king sitting up on the throne. I'm just saying. I don't know, some of y'all gonna feel some type of way and you think it looks good. No, it don't. If I can see any fringing whatsoever, it does not look good.
Or the Zoom version of like the disappear. I don't know. It's like eyebrow autofocus or something. It's like you got no space.
No, it's crazy.
The only fun one is the Star Wars one on Facebook with no green screen at all. That's the only fun one.
No, it's
Everything
funny.
else?
It's funny when you see, again, I'm gonna bring this up and it just makes me mad because unfortunately it's very important information, but it's really hard to listen to Rachel Walensky, Dr. Walensky, when she's giving updates from the CDC with her horrible green screen and a zoom in the blue of the CDC logo is cutting halfway through her do. Like she just got her hair did and the CDC logo be like, and I'm like, come on, Dr. Rachel, can the CDC afford some lights in a ZV-1? Like, I will fly my butt to Atlanta and fix it for you because you are killing me with that important info, and I can't look at you because your Zoom be like you got like Tourette's. I'm sorry.
It's like
Well,
go ahead, David.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was just going to say a quick comment. There are a couple of green/blue screen goats, and two of
Jim
them
Carroll
are the creators of this software. Every time I watch their streams, because they use green screen to bring in themselves, and they do it really, really good, to where it's comedic, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's engaging. Jim Carroll and then Miss India Delgado. She uses
because they spent the time to learn how to do it correct. Okay, so here's the thing about Jim. I'm not Miss D. When Jim started, he did it. But he asked me a lot of questions, and I sent him on a tutorial path. I go, Jim, if you're going to do it like this. And he said, okay. And that dude went away and spent time, and he spent money.
Got the green room.
He got a whole green room, but he also running about 19, 20 lights in his room, because the number one thing that screws most people up is they don't want to buy all the lights. You light the green screen separately, your body not included. The lights
Exactly.
on the green screen, just lights on the green screen, might take you about 3, maybe 4 of them to get it perfectly smooth. One even color light, no shadows. And then you sit in front of it, normally 6 to 8 feet if you want to be good at it. And then you light yourself so that you won't cast a shadow on the green screen. If you're willing to do that and probably put like 9, 10 lights in, knock yourself out. Most people ain't willing to do that. They trying to do it off of one light or a little like this size light or Elgato key light airs. Nah, man. Yeah, the boys do a fantastic job at it, but yeah.
Yeah, India, I think, is a goat at that because it's like she embodies the person that doesn't have a whole lot of space for like their setup or what have you, but maximizing that space by utilizing that green screen and lighting. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise it was a ton of us that were just like, I can tell you personally, I ain't see it at first. I just thought it was like, I don't know, some freaking paint. I don't even know what I thought, but I didn't think about the background. And that's the trick of it. It's like the hiding in plain sight kind of a thing. It's like, if you're going to do it, let it be something to where it was like exactly how hers was, where it's not distracting. And it's to the point that you don't know what you're experiencing and you're focused on the content, not necessarily the things that are making up the stream or the video. Like you just focus on where you're supposed to be. And even for a lot of people that are getting started in video, if you're just getting started, it doesn't matter what camera that you have. You can use a webcam, you can use your phone, you can use an actual mirrorless camera or the Sony ZV-1 type camera or something like that. Doesn't matter. All cameras need lights. So when you add in other elements like a green or blue screen, you now need more lights. And the harsh fact of it is you need audio, lighting, and then the video stuff. Everything else, you know what I'm saying, is like, so get that in the right order for real. Because it's like, oh, if my video is grainy, you don't have proper lighting. It's like, well, what about the little cube lights? Those are fantastic for people that are running gunning on the street and they're on the sidewalk trying to add some light into pitch black darkness or something,
with an iPhone.
But not for your studio. Right.
Cubes are dope, but they're not for this. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So it's like, or you're overexposed and you're extremely bright. So like not one of the three of us is completely whited out. You can always tell if you're overexposed on your video. There's a couple hot spots that I always look for. And it's right here between like your eyebrows and your forehead and your cheeks around your nose and stuff like that. Because wherever you are, that light is now concentrated on your face. So if when you have your light on, so I'm speaking to you ring light people, and you don't have this diffused or you got a little portable LED light or something like that, that is for a different use and you're using it as your primary key light, you shouldn't be doing that. You really need to invest in diffusion. Even Neewer now has knocked off the defuse softbox light company, but they did a great job at it. But invest in diffusion. Diffusion and proper lighting is going to be everything to standing out in a good way when it comes to your video versus people are distracted because of how busy the video is.
Look what Keely just said. Look, no offense to Jim, but it's distracting. Alberta fan of
free district.
Just say AF.
I was thinking of something about Alberta because she's in Calgary. Anyway, first of all, Josh, because I used to do the green screen. Well, I'm speaking from experience, and I spent a lot of time trying to get it lit right, and I just didn't like it. So I got fed up and rotated the office and just said, you know what, I'm going to leave this entire wall is green, this entire wall is blue, and I entirely quit. So, yes. And I just want to send a shout out to Josh Barrios for a minute because you guys will not know this. One of the only people at LGL fam I've actually met in meet space other than my brother, because he was stationed out here in Hawaii for a little bit. And so like, yeah. So how's the wife and kids? That's the next question. Anyway, big ups, Josh. Oh, I won't out you. Jay Barrios visuals. How about that? Is that better?
Right. We want to cover Vlogmas before we close out for today.
Yeah.
We want to do this. I know we're going to do this in a group. Yeah. Not, you know what? I said Vlogmas, didn't I? Veda.
Yeah.
Veda.
Um,
Veda. I got
Miss
you. I got you.
Eileen, you have to put it in the show in all scenes. Otherwise, it's very much married to the scene that you're in. So that would be how you would do that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about Veda real quick.
So first of all, put a 1 in the chat if you're going to do vlog every day in April, because want to get a accurate reading and an interest level for who's all doing this. And here's the thing. There's always going to be a reason why you can't do something. There is no such thing as the right time. It just isn't. You have to make it the right time, honestly. But I want to see, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are thinking about doing vlog every day in April, because we put together the creator kit. So you can get that at Letsget.live on the website to get access to that. But technically, your videos would start today, which an easy one is why you're pumped about doing it, why you're excited about doing it, what you look forward to. But one thing I think a lot of people don't do when they're thinking about doing some of these challenges is think about the end result goal that you have. What do you hope to achieve by the end of these videos at the end of the month? I think a lot of people didn't do that in Vlogmas, and that's why you saw a lot of people fall off. They couldn't get past 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you, as an experienced video person, 2 weeks had me looking like, why the hell did I say I was going to do this? I don't know what I didn't listen to that. I'm getting out the group. I'm leaving. I'm going back under my rock. Okay, so I can watch some more anime.
Okay, I just want to see where my nerd's at and see if anybody knows what this is. I'm just saying.
Obi-Wan?
Anyway, no, that's where Star Wars stole the name from, but it's 1 in binary.
Oh.
Yeah, old school computer guy up in this piece. But it's funny that's where Star Wars stole the name from, Obi-Wan. Anyway.
Says Merry Christmas all the time. That's right, June. I stay in a joyful, most of the time, in a joyful experience. So we got some, wait, hold up now. I said a 1.
I know
I'm
people out here just making up random stuff.
1.5. Right, a half.
To be determined is doing
0.75.
3/4 of it.
Okay, what is wrong with y'all? No, fully commit if you're gonna do it.
I gotta appreciate Miss Eileen. She done locked up all her scenes, and that's why none of them work. But the thing is, you started by having them locked, which is important because most people forget to lock their scenes.
Yeah,
I'm learning something right now, guys. I can tell you right now, I am not a batch recording type of person. It just doesn't work for me, but I'm going to have to work it out now because with this launch, with the Ecamm Live 3.8 launch, I am speaking at 1.5 conferences, doing a couple appearances on Twit, and closing out part of the engraving side of things. Like, I'm going to be busy. And so I don't want to slip, and then I don't want to come rolling into the house at like midnight, waking up small evil over there and getting killed. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get my batches on. So I'm out here. Batches? We don't need no batches. Yes, I'm going to have to.
Let me give everybody the secret sauce when it comes to batch recording video content, because everything's learnable. If it's a skill, it's learnable. So if you're trying to learn to figure out how to batch record content, the easiest way to do that is by using a method that I'll call groupings. So if you know that you want to create content that is in a similar format, think about all the videos that are talking head videos that are kind of going to get you by on the days when you're tired, on the days when you don't have a lot of time, those quick hitter videos. What are the 1 to 3 minute videos that's just like this, that you can sit down, do a piece to camera and just talk, that's not going to really cause you to do anything? Or if it's a certain frame of mind, so I'll use Kathy, who is a principal, and she went from being assistant principal to a full-time principal over the whole thing. So if that's the case, then if I want to talk about 3 things that, every assistant principal transitioning should know about, if I want to talk about my first day as a principal, and it's maybe 6 months, a year now, I'm into this again. Like, what did I think? What was my experience? I may want to think about all the things that's in the same vein of thought and do all those pieces that are together, because there are going to be those, if you're going out and about, then that's an out and about piece. You can't really plan. You can plan to do it, but you can't really fully do it until you go out and do it. Like if I was going to say redesigning the office, the IKEA trip, then I have to actually go to IKEA to do it. So there's content I'm not going to be able to record until I get there. So that one is not in that same vein of thought. I wouldn't even think about trying to create that if I'm thinking of other stuff. So think about content that's along the same vein. If you're like the camera junkie and you want to talk about a bunch of stuff that's going on with Sony, a bunch of stuff that's going on with Nikon, put the content into a group that makes sense to talk about it. If you got videos that require B-roll and some that don't, do all the videos together that don't require B-roll and save the B-roll for last, or get all your B-roll up front. So batch recording is easy when you do groupings of stuff that's in the same vein of thought, because you're not trying to separate. And this is just for your regular video content as well. You can record content that's grouped together that makes sense. So you don't have to feel like you got to switch trains of thoughts in between doing stuff. So put 2, 3, 4 videos together that make sense to talk about together, and then make those videos so that you know what you got to do. Or if you got B-roll, make a list of all the clips that you need to get for certain things, or screen records, and put that stuff off together. So when you're in one train of thought, you don't instantly have to switch and go to something different. That's what I found to work best for like myself or my clients and things like that, just so that it doesn't feel sporadic and unnatural. Because again, if it's a skill, it's learnable. So that's my pro tip for the day.
In case you haven't figured it out, Diana is insanely organized. If you're like me,
I heard
or
that, Doc.
maybe even like Doc, you and you're a good talker, and you can do impromptu and cover a lot of topics really quickly and stuff. That batch recording will save your life, because it will get overwhelming if you're trying to do something every single day. I think most people are probably doing video creation as a side hustle, and it may not be their primary gig, so they get overwhelmed when they come into the thought of a video every day. It's like, oh my goodness. Go check out, and look, here's a perfect example of, it doesn't have to be a super long video to get a lot of traction on it. Diana did an Instagram reel yesterday or the day before, Diana? I can't remember. In the last couple of days.
The day
Go
before
to
yesterday
LGL
now.
fan. And it's a 20-second clip of value that has well over 1,000 views. And it had that in within a couple of hours. So you can batch record those micro content pieces as well. And that counts. Now, I don't think Doc will allow us to do that for 31 days in a row. But
if you wanted to do 31 shorts, knock yourself out. It says video every day in April. The idea is the getting out there. Okay, so I want to take a couple things out of our mouths. Okay, you guys know one of my pillars is be careful the stuff you say to yourself, because if you say things to yourself, it will become true. No offense whatsoever. Everybody knows I love Gloria. She is my homie. She made a comment today about something that was going on with the Ecamm update, and was saying I know what it was, seeing yourself and yourself again on the preview can be overwhelming. I don't use that word. I don't even know how to spell that word. I hate that word. Why? It becomes a very convenient cop-out. And most people don't know this. This is why I'm not picking on her. Most people don't know this because everyone uses that word. I hate that word. Just do never come at me with overwhelming. You know what's overwhelming? House on the beach when a tsunami hits and a wall of water 60 feet high inundates your crib. That is overwhelming. Seeing yourself twice on screen, that ain't overwhelming. If hearing your own voice and seeing yourself twice on screen is overwhelming to you, you, my friend, are no. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that, right? Walking across the desert, peek up over the hill and see 300 people running at you fully loaded, That is overwhelming, right? Having a hard time finding a parking space in the parking lot on Christmas while you shopping last minute, not overwhelming. You do not get to take that away from people who actually get overwhelmed. So I don't like those words. I just don't,
Tighten
because
up.
they become very easy cop-outs. Okay? It is not physically painful to pop on a camera and speak for 3 to 4 minutes about a subject matter that you know. Your uncomfort comes from you not really knowing what you're talking about. And here's how you know this. Roll up to everyone in here has a 3 or 4 year old niece or nephew or child somewhere in their presence. Go find them and ask them about dinosaurs. Ask them about Paw Patrol. Oh my God. Okay, so what happened was the Tyrannosaurus Rapticus came, and then you don't even know, but the pterodactyl could come by and picked up the Raptorlopticus and then drag it, and then boom, he just be gone. And then did you know that they have, like, baby comes out the eggs, and even though they're really that big, the babies come out of eggs and then they crawl around and then they eat bugs. Did you know they eat bugs? And by the way, the ones that can fly, they don't fly anymore because they're extinction. But I'm like, come on, see. Don't come at me with all of that crap, fam. Talk to a 3 or 4 year old about something that they love, and 20 minutes, you just got to sit there. So all of this stuff, other people done told you, and you start owning it, or you done told yourself and you start owning it, and those things are not true. When someone, even one of my friends, who now you see him in the group sometime, my buddy Topher is shy in his words, and he knows I hate when he say that, but ask that dude to speak to you about cameras, or ask that dude to speak to you about something to do with weather tracking, or, flight tracking. And 20 minutes later, you're like, all right, bro, that's enough. And you know what I mean? He would just, boom, gone. Ask Linwell to talk to you about trees and seeds and being afraid of the moochers.
Okay, the tree ain't afraid of being a tree because it's already a tree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop with that mess, bruh. That's the stuff that's holding you back. Keep telling yourself crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it. So, like, I'm just saying, like, I know David used it as a colloquialism, or I don't even know if I said that right, and I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? But just take that word out your vocabulary. I am trying my hardest to take the word just out of my vocabulary. My dad, for over 20 years, has been beating it into me, take no problem out of your vocabulary. Because when you keep telling people no problem, you can't be mad when someone's irritating you, asking you to do the same stuff over and over for them that they could do for themselves. Why? Because you belittled it because you kept telling them it's no problem. So now they expect you to do it for them all the time. You should have never said no problem. You should be, you know what? This is a pain in the butt, but I love you, so I'll fix it. That's a better answer.
Or
You
no.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, like literally, it's very important. It's very important for you to take that crap out of your face. You don't get to come at me making a little video every day for the month of April is somehow overwhelming. If that's overwhelming, then you. I'm just saying.
I just, you know what? I just feel like, and we've had this conversation before, there are way more serious things in life in general, way more serious things. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, if you really just think about it, birthing a child into the world, not knowing what the hell they're going to experience, you have zero idea of what you're doing. You just literally have to figure, like, you have taken the responsibility to birth an entire human being into the world and hopefully make them into a good human being or shepherd them into being a good little human being. But we talking about a camera that says nothing back to you, a microphone that says nothing back to you, and seeing yourself, which you literally have seen all of your life, and putting that onto the internet, where most of the time, if you're just starting a channel or a live stream, nobody's going to see it or watch it anyway when you're first doing it. And even if somebody does, even if it blows up, what is the problem? And the biggest thing that I can teach and share with y'all is the thing that my mentor first told me, like when I was in my early 20s, which is that what other people think about you is none of your business.
Holla.
What other people think about you is none of your business. Release yourself from trying to not even impress, but to have a certain appearance and a certain kind of presence in front of people that, one, that you do not know, two, may never see again, and three, there's not even a social platform that you could possibly be on that doesn't give you the ability to block people if you did just have on a small chance you might run into a problem. Guess what? You can block them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm assuming that this is Marie talking. She said, doing 3 full heads of hair, wash, brush, and style is overwhelming. Birthing them was way easier.
Wow. And you heard it there.
This might be true because like I said, I got all sisters, bro, and they all had the gotta pull the hot comb when you put it in the fire, and you put the bergamot grease, and then you pull it through. So
Listen, the day I saw my mama break a wooden brush on my head and sprain her wrist, I felt some kind of way about.
So broke a wooden brush on me too, but it wasn't my hair though. I can tell you that right now. Y'all know I still lean. 50-some years later, I still lean sideways in this chair. I'm just saying.
You used to ducking.
Oh,
He'd be like, "Hey Doc, sorry. Is this? Hey Doc, you want some? Oh yeah, I do." And that's when you see Doc at the restaurant. He ain't waving at nobody. He just jumping.
People go to comb their hair, and I'll be like, "It's a little
like, right,
bruh." That's funny. I used to get it on the back of the knuckles, bro. The wooden brush on the back of the knuckles for just saying things out of pocket, as my mom used to call it. You say that out of pocket.
If you ain't been hit with a comb or a brush, how was your childhood really? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't get hit
proper home training,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I quite trust that childhood experience. It forms you into a good human being. All right, it's just that pow. Who teaches that? Like, where do you get that?
Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm over here just checking out this awesome new website we got going on. Here.
Lee, if it is not in vertical format, YouTube does not see it as a short. While we pay homage to David's website over here, I'm over here showing the how the cookies are made. It is very important to know that YouTube did start pushing shorts button out to folks. Miss D have it, and Big Rich, one of our Let's Get Live family members, got his button today. So big ups to you if you got your buttons. Be on the lookout. It is coming out. But yes, Lee, make sure.
Where do you see the buttons at?
You don't have it
on mobile.
You gotta have.
Well, I'm opening mine now. Well, I'm gonna shock you. Digital Buddha might have it. You never know.
59
I got a button now.
Not 58. I mean, not 60. 59 seconds because the 0 counts, and you have to just make it a vertical video. I will still tell you to optimize the description and that stuff, and do put a thumbnail because people will find it outside of the short shelf. But yeah, that's about it. So gang, if you haven't done so already, please go over to Letsget.live. Make sure that you are in. Oh, you did? I did it.
I did.
I got my button too.
Dang. And I thought I updated my app today. But anyway.
You just keep hanging out with us, Doc. We'll get you there.
Yeah, it'll rub out.
Dude, you know how hard it is for me to say something in 60 seconds? Like, bro.
Man, all y'all need to do, I'm going to, in honor of my brother, Doc Rock, I'm going to reshare that Vlogmas clip between you and India when she was on your stream. And you was trying to explain what Vlogmas was, and you didn't do it. In like, it's like, you finna challenge me? Ding, ding, ding. All right, listen, Vlogmas is a situation where out of time.
Yo, that was super funny. Like, that is a dope video.
I need that sound effect,
bruh. That was. And then, all right, gangs. Anyway, the point is that. Thank you for watching today. I hope we were able to give you something to help enjoy your day. Linwell, stop distracting me, Linwell. Thank you guys for that. Like, it's been fantastic. It was great. See, I'm so distracted that I am closing out without being in the driving seat. Now I'm here. Thank you. So we're going to do this again. So be paying attention. We have content coming Lots and lots and lots. Not by choice, by Miss Diana said. Hashtag David Hunt. So make sure you are following us everywhere on the Instagram. We are at LGL Fam. Make sure you hit the site. The site will be your main place to find everything, and that is at Letsget.live. You will see us in the group, conversating with the group, doing much of stuff over there, and then we'll be here on the YouTube channels, just posting videos. Did I miss any places, Miss D?
Nope. Just make sure you follow us everywhere and make sure you are part of our email community, because that is where a lot of good stuff will be coming out as well. But if you're not in the Facebook group, I mean, what are you really doing? Assigned to you by you show, right?
That's right. That's right.
Oh God, this is too funny. Mr. Blackman, do you have any words of digital Buddha-ness to say besides?
Well, I cannot say it because we'll end up being on the stream for another 15 minutes, but we may or may not have, started, planning the podcast, and may have even started that too. So we've got a lot of very awesome content coming to you guys that are going to help you take your video content creation to the next level. So that's all I'm going to say.
And don't forget to check out the website.
Oh, don't forget to check out our website.
That's the big announcement.
That's the big announcement. Yeah.
Oh God, gang, I love y'all. We'll see you. Let me play some Get Out of
Give
Town
us some
music.
good jam.
Here, this is David. I don't know why David loves this song so much, but he just do.
I like it. Is this what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better.
Aloha, gang.
Peace, everybody.
Is this what you want now? Or is it because you can't forget her? I can't keep pretending it's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need.